Only comedians get asked to be in these predicaments that are just unbelievable, but they give us great stories, don't they?
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember opening for my buddy, a comic, Kurt Metzger,
I know.
very funny comic, and a long time ago in New York, and it was a house party for like New Year's Eve, when we drove out there, and it's just like it's in this dude's their living room, and their kids are just running by you. It's almost like they didn't really say like, "Hey, we're doing a proper show." Like everybody thinks comedy is gonna fit everywhere. Like they think, yeah, just get a comedian, and you're like, in half the time you're like, this is not gonna go good. And so you go up, and I mean, you don't even know I'm doing comedy. If you walked in the party, it would take you a minute to realize the show is even happening. And then Kurt goes up and he just starts, and he does good because he just starts trashing them. That's what they wanted. You know, like half the times they just want you to come in and roast them or something.
I got asked once, I was already on TV. I was already in a show called St. Elsewhere, and I got a call through the Comedy Store. And they said, would you do a house party? And I said, I really don't want to do a house party. And then they called me back about a half hour later, and they said, there's got to be a price that you would do a house party for. And I said, yeah, there is a price. And I gave them this crazy figure. They called me back a half hour later. They said, okay. I said, really? And then I got scared. So I said, well, it's got to be all cash now before I go. And they call me back a half hour later, and they go, somebody just dropped off the cash. So I go over there and I go, okay. And then it was like Saturday night up in Benedict Canyon, and here in LA, you know, we have all these winding little canyons that go up into the dark. And I said to my wife, I'm doing a house party. Do you want to go? She goes, no. So I drove up myself. And as I'm driving, I'm getting scared. Like, this is some fucking, I'm going to get kidnapped. This is weird. And when I got up into the dark, up into the canyon, there was a scantily clad woman waving me down, like it looked like somebody who was a victim of something, like somebody had taken part of her clothing away. And she said, are you Howie Mandel? And I go, yeah. She goes, okay, here's the party. I'll take your car. Go through the hedges. They don't know you're here. You're a surprise. So I get out of the car. It's already weird. I climb through these hedges, and you could hear maybe 15 people, like not a big crowd, but 15 people having a party in the house. Some other girl, scantily clad girl, leads me into a bathroom, and I'm standing, and they go, you be here until somebody goes, ladies and gentlemen, Howie Mandel. And I'm standing there, and at this time in my career, I used a lot of props, so I'm taking out my props and my little toys, and I'm standing in the toilet, and I hear in the other, and then finally I hear, ladies and gentlemen, Howie Mandel. And I walk through the door, and there's 10 people in this house. Maybe 6 guys and 4 women. Nobody has a stitch of clothing on. They are sucking and fucking, and they're in weird positions and everything. And I just look, and I thought, I'm being pranked. And I look, and some guy who's being blown is going, go, start. And I go, start. He goes, your act. So now I go, hey, everybody, and I'm standing there while everybody is sucking and fucking, and there's fluid being sprayed everywhere, and I do like 15 minutes, and I go, good night, I go back to the bathroom, and I leave. And it was this guy's bachelor party. Here's what happened. A week later, I'm walking in a mall, and some lady comes up to me and goes, are you Howie Mandel? And he said, yeah. And she goes, oh, my husband says you performed at so-and-so's bachelor party last night, or last week. You were the entertainment. And I look behind her, and about 100 yards behind her, he's going, don't say anything. Don't say anything. And I was just hired so that these people can go back and tell their wives when they go, what was the show? Oh, we had Howie Mandel, you know, and I was just
cover up.
I'm a cover. But that was like the weirdest show. I got a couple of standing ovations, but not from people.
Yeah, besides that, yeah. That's like a show that you want to go. You're like, well, just tell me that, and let me take the money and don't make me go. Like, yeah. I'll go along.
Right.
Like, I'll show, you know, like, just give me a heads up.
No pun intended.
Yeah.